Synchronicity University has an absolutely incredible May series coming up, and this is not to be missed. Superstar astrologers are going to be with us, and all right now at Choose Your Tuition Rate, as low as just $5 a class, an unheard of rate to learn from these astrologers. I will be teaching the definitive relationship course coming up with my favorite techniques. ALEJO LOPEZ teaching a widely requested topic on midpoints, harmonics, and aspects. And Michael Luton's previous course on his favorite techniques is going to be available as a digital download. And as a bonus, you get a live Q&A class that he and I are going to do together. And look at this speaker series and these incredible astrologers, including a real superstar in astrology today, the one and only Gemini Brett. All of these incredible programs are available right now for as low as just $5 a class, an unheard of rate, our very famous Choose Your Tuition Rate at onlysynchronicityuniversity.com. Links are in the description below. I look forward to seeing you in class. Hello, fabulous superstar Aquarius. Welcome to your horoscope for the month of April 2024. I am your astrologer, Nadiya Shah. Thank you for being here. It is a remarkable astrological month, without a doubt. Big moves happening in the sky now. Boy, is this a very special time. Important energies with us right out of the gate. But I really think in so many ways, what you think this month is about and what it actually turns out to be, chances are it's going to be two very different things. And I say that for a few reasons. So one of the reasons I say that is because Mercury retrograde. We start the month on the 1st with Mercury going retro, and Mercury doesn't go direct until we get to the 25th of the month, hand in hand with the North Node. And the North Node is activated in big ways with a month like this. On the 5th, we get the Sun moving over the North Node. On the 17th, Venus moving over the North Node. And as I just said, the 25th, Mercury direct on top of the North Node as well. And so the North Node is about a doorway opening from which new people, places, things, and situations enter, which represent karmic blessings. But blessings aren't always what you think. It's like the universe has this higher plan of what blessings are for you, are best for you, and is ultimately about aligning with some sense of you embodying greater love and greater wisdom as a result of those people, places, things, and situations entering. However, with Mercury retrograde, just when you think you know, it really might not be that. So you want to strive to stay open at this time. Some of your understanding, some of you thinking you know what it is that is for you, is actually going to be rooted in some wounding that may get kicked up now within you, but there's this powerful potential to heal as well that may take you aback and take you very much by surprise. And that surprise element, that element that feels like it comes out of nowhere, is because on the 8th, we have a total solar eclipse set to take place. And that total solar eclipse is one that is exactly conjunct Chiron. That burst of healing is going to be undeniable. Now, all these energies I've spoken of so far are taking place in a part of the sky that has to do with mind and understanding. It is the conversations you're having and what you're gleaning from them, how you're making sense of them, what they mean to you personally and in your life. It has to do with the siblings, cousins, and neighbors in your life as well, and your relationships to them. And it is here that there's the real potential to find a depth of appreciation of all that you know, but also all it is that you have yet to know, that you want to know, that you're curious about. But I think the overwhelming majority of Aquarians, it's almost like, are you going to say the things you feel inspired to say? Are you going to finally say those things that have been unsaid? And you haven't said them because they're hard. You haven't had those conversations because they make you feel vulnerable. They make you feel exposed. And because you don't know how other people are going to react. And this plays out with all kinds of people in your life. But it especially plays out with those siblings, cousins, and neighbors. Now, this could also be you owning and claiming your right to say, I have something to share, I have something to say, I have something to teach. What is that uniquely for you? Owning your voice, metaphorically and in some cases quite literally, so that you can actually say it and share it. It's part of the power of this time as well. And you may not realize how hard it is until you reach that moment when the thing has to be said. And again, it's not necessarily what you think it is. It might not be that you have to have that conversation with that particular person that you think it has to happen with, but with whom you're meant to have it with, chances are it'll just show up. And it might actually be a stranger that you're meant to have that conversation with, but it ends up having these sweeping benefits in all kinds of ways into different areas of your life now. And so, again, with eclipses in particular, stay open to possibility and prospects, but also with Mercury retrograde, it's not always what you think. It is powerful to consider to go back if it is that certain conversations have to in some way be followed up on. Yeah, okay, do that. It's really important not to make big life-changing decisions at a time like this with Mercury retrograde, and contracts and agreements. Be very careful with them, because where Mercury is retrograde for you is a part of the sky that has to do with contracts itself. So, I like to say, pace yourself and be yourself. It becomes especially relevant to you now and at this time. Now, another energy that's really important is big breakthrough energy. It is happening on the 21st of the month in most of the world, the 20th in the Americas, and that is where Jupiter will meet Uranus in the sky. This is huge. This happens about once every 15 years or so. And it is something that astrologers have been talking about for a while. Myself, I know I've been telling you that this is coming up, and now we're here. It is huge, it is big, it is relevant, it is important. And this meeting is happening at the foundation of your chart, having to do with home and your past and your living situation. It has to do with your family of origin as well. And in an instant, what home is to you could be someplace very different. Now, that might be like a different place to live. It might be down the block. But it might be a whole other country, a whole other continent as well. I mean, that's how dramatic these energies can be at this time. Your relationship with your family of origin, your parents in particular, might go through a revolution now. But also possible is very good news related to your parents, where that applies, could find you. And it ends up feeling as if, wow, you're able to move into a much more fortunate future as a result, as things change very quickly there. Now, also possible here, if you're looking to buy or sell or move or attract a new roommate, that could come together very quickly at this time as well. This is energy of surprise, but also delight. It is a refreshing energy of the new. Yes, Mercury is retrograde. So again, be careful if you're making big life-altering decisions now, but it's a great time to review, to go back, to reconsider. But also, it's a great time to stay open, to see what it is that is asking and is meant to show up for you. It just might be a whole other understanding of the ground on which you stand. In an instant, you forgive the past, you see the past differently, and your path to the future accelerates. The 23rd of the month features this month's full moon, and the full moon takes place at the top of your sky, having to do with career, social standing, life purpose, your understanding of legacy and destiny. Here's the thing with this full moon. It is speaking in a conversation of tension with Pluto in your sign. This is huge. Just the connection with Pluto means this could be a time when you're really trying to meet some deadline. There might be stress at this time. You might be pouring a lot of yourself into some goal that you're trying to meet. It could be a career-related project. It could be that there's an interview or audition situation and you're putting all of yourself into it. Or it could be a certain determination, but the energy is a square. So there is also frustration as well. But because Pluto is in your sign, it means that you're giving that much more of yourself. It means that much more for you to align with success as you uniquely define it. Now, that may or may not be on the career track. It might be now that, okay, yes, you're pushing for something to happen with your career and you're focused and you're really giving it your all. But just make sure you're taking care of yourself in the process. But it might also be that it isn't about career. Your career is one thing, but it's about purpose and you wanting to feel connected to it. And you're exploring that now. And you're giving of yourself to that sense of purpose now. The search for it or the alignment with what you believe it to be. Bosses and people in positions of authority might be especially difficult now. If you are a boss, well, it might be people thinking that you are being difficult now. So you may need to strive to be mindful of that or to be honest with yourself in that regard. But for all that, it is as a result of the frustration and all of your focus now that you can make amazing successes possible for you. And if these are successes meaningful to you, well, then they are worth all of that energy you are about to give to them. Pace yourself and be yourself. Take care of yourself at this time, but you have this incredible ability to make great things happen. And where they align with a higher vision for your life, you're that much more dedicated now. Where it comes to matters of love, Venus will be moving through a mind-oriented part of the sky for you throughout most of this month. And on the 17th, meeting the North Node here. Love and mind are intimately connected for you now, but it's also through mind that real powerful moves forward in love are set to take place. Karmic moves forward, whether that's new people or new chapters. We do also have the sun, which is the ruling planet of your opposite sign, moving over the North Node. We have Mercury stationing on the North Node, just hanging out there. You're going to feel that through the second half of the month as well. And Mercury rules flirtation and romance in your chart. So you can see here all of these energies in some way indicate a doorway opening wide. It's either new pathways or new people now for you. For those of you open to meeting someone new, I think we have powerful energies here that do indicate new connections, meaningful to you, that align you with greater love and greater wisdom. Yes, but through romantic love, these new pathways open up for you as well. Stay open to possibility and open to spontaneous connections with others. Online connections as well can go exceptionally well at this time for you also. If it is that you are just starting to date someone, it won't be until Mercury goes direct on the 25th that you're really going to know what you want to do in terms of whether or not this is someone to navigate forward with. It's almost like we get there and you finally hear what this person is telling you about who they are. You finally see what it is they're showing you about who they are. Up until then, a lot of it is about your own hopes and wishes. But for all that, I would still say, keep those lines of communication open. You'll interpret those communications differently once we go forward. And also be open to connecting with others as well, informally, spontaneously. And if you like platonically or not, especially if this is someone that you're just getting to know. For all that though, once Mercury goes direct on the North Node, on a soul level, you'll understand whom it is that you're moving forward with and whether or not it's this person. And for those of you in an established bond, well, I think the overwhelming majority are going to find the communication lines are open, not necessarily the best time to plan anything, to brainstorm ideas or anything. Keep talking, of course, but don't make any commitments about what the two of you are planning until Mercury goes direct at the very least. If you live together or want to live together, that could be an area of big changes for the both of you now as well. all of this is to say as well, if it is that you have felt for a while that maybe you're not with the right person for you, keep talking, keep listening. Once Mercury goes direct, you'll finally be ready to hear and to see what it is that they're showing you about how motivated they are to be with you. And if this is someone to move forward with, you will, more strong than before. What I love about this month for you, there's so much here. It's a powerful and meaningful astrological moment. I am going to say, wow, I love your ruling planet Uranus meeting Jupiter. So once in 15-year event. And when it takes place, something in you feels optimistic and open wide, as it should. Something in you feels the ground underneath you shifting. Your understanding of your roots is going to go through a change, and the importance of your family as well. And what home is to you may go through a massive transformation now. But that's part of the excitement of this time. Stay open to possibility and stay open to genuine happiness as well, especially on a heart level. Great things become possible for you. Stay connected to the ground and the sky opens up. Well, thank you so much for watching. You can get a video like this each and every week for each and every sign for as low as just $3 a month at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com, where you get expanded, exclusive horoscopes. All superstars get access to a monthly event, and higher tiers get you things like all access passes to Synchronicity University events, consultations with me, and so much more. All of this in the superstar space at NadiyaShahSuperstars.com. Links are in the description below. And thank you so much for watching. It's a hugely important month. I hope you make the most of it, and it will be a great month. Enjoy.